This match has united South Africans, which is the Bulls and Glasgow encounter. And for more, let's get a taste of the Chias as we cross to my colleagues Zai and Thando Mxoli, who are standing by at a fan park in Randburg. Zai, how are the spirits? You know, we thought it would be all Chias. I'm sure it was at halftime, but unfortunately now not the celebrations that we thought we'd have.
Absolutely, that pretty much sums it up for us, Tori. But let me tell you, the excitement and the buzz here in Randburg is still high. There is a vibe. We're still riding it from that win against the Springboks when they took on Wales. What a win for them. Unfortunately, not to be for the Bulls against the mighty Glasgow Warriors. But it was a scrappy game. Thando and I were watching it intensely. Thando is our senior sports reporter. Thando, not a good day for the Bulls at the office. What did you make and assess of that match?
This was a game they fell short again in the final. Glasgow basically played above what we expected. Physically, they outmuscled the Bulls, both on attack and on defense. It was actually sad to see a lot of Bulls players falling off tackles. And again, when the Bulls had the ball, they were driven back in the tackle, and rugby is a game of meters gained and meters lost. And today the Bulls lost a lot of meters on the park, which is rather disappointing because that's literally their home ground, and they had 50,000 people cheering for them in this match.
And we were cheering for them here with all the fans out in the numbers from the Springbok High to the Bulls. We were hoping for another win. How do you think this match compared to the previous matches that the Bulls were in?
So both teams have lost two finals. Jake White has lost two finals in the URC. Glasgow lost in 2014 and 2015. 2014 to 2019. It's one of those things where you learn from mistakes like this. This is the character building that you're talking about in sport. In terms of the fans, today you did not need to be a Bulls fan to support the team. If you're South African, you're always going to be behind the Bulls, and all of us in this establishment were supporting the Bulls today purely because it was one of those feel-good stories that you're always looking for whenever we're in troubled times as a country. But again, it's a real pity that they fell short. They played well in patches, but Franco Smith has to get some credit, because he took a Benetton side, which was unknown, and he won this competition with that team. He's gone now and found a Glasgow side, which was unknown. Not many big players in that team, and he's made them to play like this, like a championship-winning side. They were really, really impressive today. I haven't seen a team play with that much heart away from home, and to give a performance like that, where decisions were going their way against them. In the last 3 minutes, for example, two referrals to the TMO, and still they held their nerve, they did the job, they kept to their task, and they achieved it at the end.
Absolutely, they kept their task, like you said, and it felt like this was their home territory because there were some clutch moments and it got them over the line. But the Bulls, unfortunately for them, Thando, where do you think the areas they lost this match?
It's small mistakes, either. What makes a great team is the propensity to make less mistakes. Today we saw Johan Goosen not being able to find touch, for example, at a critical moment, which could have turned the momentum of the match. In the second half, they were always chasing the match, which was also a bit disappointing because, again, you've got the home ground advantage, you've got the home fans cheering you on for whatever, whether it's a tackle or a break on attack. Those things, they lift the team. Today, the Bulls almost stuck in neutral in the second half, which was really, really disappointing. But still, they'll learn from this, they'll be better. And more importantly, these players are going to go on to represent South Africa and become better players in clutch moments because of moments like this.
And I think if you had to reflect back on the fan support from the stadiums, it looked like this is the one that's in the bag. Unfortunately, though, even towards the bitter end, as we may call this match, the fans were still out there supporting the Bulls in those final dying moments.
50,000 people at Loftus. That is a lot of fans, and we don't see those kind of numbers often enough. And so it's a credit to what Jake White and his team have managed to do in terms of getting the people to the stadium, getting people to support not only with their mouths but also with their money. It was encouraging to see a full Loftus, and we're going to see a lot more of that with the world champions now coming back to play on home turf. Again, this team, I saw this team play last year, and I was interviewing Jake White, asking him, "You at a Bulls Awards, what are you celebrating?" And he said, "We are learning. This team understands that we have not achieved what we wanted to do, but next year we're going to be different." They came in this year, they were more expressive on the field, their skills came through, the coaching team also accommodated the individual skills. That is what helped them get to the final. And it wasn't an easy path for both teams, both Glasgow and the Bulls. They had to face and beat some really good teams, and they managed to do that. So for me, there are a lot of positives that you can take from this. Yes, it will hurt that they've gone and lost a final like this at home, but it's a learning curve. Next year, they can go one more and become even better.
I mean, it is a terrible thing how the Bulls fans and the Bulls players must be feeling. How do you think Jake White's feeling right now in that locker room with his boys?
Jake is a serial winner. Jake has won trophies wherever he's gone, whether he's in South Africa, whether he's with the Springboks, whether he's coaching in France. Wherever Jake has gone, he has been a serial winner and an achiever. So for that, it's a disappointing moment, but he'll know that this is the 90% that you get as a good team. To get that other 10%, you have to do a little bit more. Jake has coached great teams in the past. He has turned around seasons. He has turned around teams to become great. So he'll learn from this. And again, he'll reflect and see those moments as learning curves. Because unfortunately, in a match like this today, we saw senior players letting him down. Well, it happens. They're only natural. They're the only human at the end of the day. But we saw senior players basically doing elementary mistakes. Like I referred earlier to that touch kick by Hosen, where he missed touch, which could have been a momentum change. It's things like that that turn games to victory or losses.
Now, Jake White, final question. I mean, Thando, spoken like a trooper. What do you think Jake White will be saying to the Bulls now for their coming matches? What areas of improvement they will be focusing on from this loss?
Need to be more clinical. They need to perfect the art of making less mistakes. It's not easy. To achieve that kind of high performance consistently is not easy. And it takes a lot of practice and sometimes a lot of failures as well. This team will learn from this and they will become better. Half of this team is probably going to represent the Springboks. They're going to be drafted into the national team by Rassie Erasmus, and they'll work at an even higher level. And that will make them better players. The guys who are going to remain behind and are going to fight in the Currie Cup and other competitions, again, they're going to be bringing to those teams a world of experience, whereby they've gone and traveled the world and achieved great results. Yes, they fell through today at the last hurdle, but still, they are better players because of it.
Thando Mxoli, as always, giving us the most incredible insights, the most balanced review of this match between the Bulls and the Glasgow Warriors. This was the URC champion. That's the final, and that's a wrap from us here in Randburg, where we bring you the passionate fans, the supporters, as well as balanced and insightful post-match analysis. Zaikan, wrapping up, over to you in the studio. Mxoli, hope you enjoyed all the rugby today and bringing us a lot more on Sports Live.
Absolutely. Thank you so much there to Zaikan and, of course, Thando Mxoli. And just to confirm that scoreline, the Bulls, unfortunately, unable to get over the Glasgow Warriors. So the Warriors, they won 21 points to 16. They are officially the URC champions. Earlier on, we saw the Springboks defeating Wales 41 points to 13. And, of course, in terms of the Blitzboks that are involved in the repechage in Monaco, they have beaten Mexico, Tonga and Chile, so they will have to make sure that they walk away as winners in this 12-team tournament to book their ticket to the Paris Olympics.